Hello everyone, I'm back. Good evening and good morning to anybody who's watching. So I know I've been off for a little while. I did make a video, but I did make a video a few months ago, but the problem is that I felt like it was a little too short and I didn't have a lot to talk about. So I'm doing this video now. And especially since there's going to be this is kind of a lot of events have gotten out of the way. So Psychic Awakening Part 1 is done. Has come out. Eldar, Dark Eldar, Harlequins, and now with the upcoming book, now with upcoming book 2, which is going to be coming pre-ordering this November on the 16th, is going to be part 2, Faith and Fury. Now, an interesting thing about that. Let's talk about Psychic Awakening, and all the new rules that have been popping up like crazy. So basically, these rules have become very thematic, and so I like what they've done, especially with the new supplements. Because the thing is about the Space Marine supplements that I like is that they've expanded the relic pool. Is that they've expanded relics a lot more, and now you're getting stuff like special issue war gear in relic stuff in the relics. So sorry, I'm rambling. I'm rushing fast. I don't know why. An interesting thing I noticed was I looked at someone's Imperial Fist Codex, and I saw a particularly interesting stratagem. It's a more expensive yet and more powerful version of True Grit. The thing is that with True Grit, it allows Space Wolves to fire their bolters. A Space Wolves infantry unit to fire their bolters in close combat. But the Imperial Fifth model stratagem, what was it called? Close range bolter fire. It doesn't specify any unit. It doesn't specify any unit specifically. And it can be any bolter weapon. Any bolter weapon can be counted as a pistol. I'm walking a unit of Devastators up the line. I'm walking a unit of Devastators up the line. Heavy bolters count as pistols. So we can fire at regular ballistics at full ballistic skill. My Land Raider, tactical. Land Raider, Crusader. Hurricane bolters, and the tactical doctrine is up. Strength 4, AP -1, and it's deadly. It's devastating. But the thing is that I want the Space Wolves to get something like that, because the thing is that all the Space Marine chapters have gotten, especially vanilla Space Marine chapters, have gotten a lot of excellent power. But I just wonder, how is this going to come over to special chapters like the Dark Angels, the Blood Angels, and my favorite, the Space Wolves? Because because the thing is that we're dealing with like things like litanies of faith, where you have where the chaplains are capable of giving out are kind of capable of chanting special things, kind of like our war oaths with the Space Wolves. But the thing is that there are different litanies, and they have like this entire table of litanies for that the chaplains can use, and it's just very interesting. I never really thought about it like that. I really thought about it because with the Space Wolves, I just wonder, what are we gonna get? Because this stuff is powerful, and they've announced in Psychic Awakening Part 2, they're going to be introducing a thing called Masters of the Chapter. Now, what this does is that it's a stratagem. What it does is that it elevates characters up to the highest rank. Like, you have a chaplain. Okay, he's your Master of Sanctity. You have a librarian. Oh, he's your Master of the Librarius. So basically, you can basically evolve through a stratagem before the game starts. You can elevate a company champion to a chapter champion. You can elevate a company ancient to a chapter ancient, and they all get special abilities. Because what they did was what they showed in the preview was that the Master of Sanctity. What it does is that it gives you an extra. It allows you to use gives you an extra litany and allows you to use two litanies at the same time. Now I just want I kind of want that for Space Wolves, but I just don't know how they will implement it. The thing is that the thing is what I've always found hard with the Space Wolves is that there's not a lot of synergy, or maybe there is, and I don't have the models to use it, because recently I just finished assembling my Wolfen models, and I know I'm very late to the party on that front, and I just want to kind of find that synergy that the Space Wolves have been getting, and I feel that our rules have not been very kind in certain ways, or very thematic, if I'm saying it right. Because the thing is that Hellfrost kind of really got whiffed significantly. Mostly because the thing was is that back in 7th edition, it was incredibly powerful. You could decimate entire units of Necrons with it, and it could work in some cases. On a 4+, the model suffers a mortal wound, and the thing is that it's anyone's game, but I feel that the Wolves can get something later on, but so far rumors wise, the Space Wolves are rumored to get something in for the 4th book, where it's going to be orcs versus the Space Wolves. Because I kind of know what GW is trying to do. They're trying to balance. For one thing, they're kind of trying to balance it out with the other areas, like the other factions. And it's what's happening is that they're kind of the Psychic Awakening is kind of the supplement chapter situation. It's a little finicky right now, so because they're trying to find a way to introduce new codexes while also doing a kind of campaign expansions, because Psychic Awakening is said to be like this major change in the 40k universe, and the whole, because it's like they're going to be dealing with a lot of new enemies. And let's see what else. Also, the Black Library Weekender happened, and we had, I'll tell you guys, I'll tell you, brothers and sisters, we had one heck of a dry spell. I mean, I haven't seen a Space Wolf book since Ashes of Prospero, and that was in early 2018. That is a very long time, and I just was so happy to hear that there's going to be an audio drama. Well, it's not really a written book. It's what it is that it's an audio drama box set. And I find that's going to be very cool, and sometimes these box sets have insignificant pieces of the story that just reveals so much of a certain type of thing. Characters are found, characters are lost, the whole, and like stuff that just happens. Because the thing is that we're kind of like, Ashes of Prospero left us on a major cliffhanger. It's not just in the book, in the lore, but also in the codex, because spoiler alert, Space Wolf, because in Ashes of Prospero, we find out that we find the 13th we find the untransformed warriors of the 13th Great Company. So along with other forces from each of the various great companies. So where are these guys gonna? So how are these? The thing is, like, they're off Prospero, can they make it back to Fenris and kind of reinforce, or are they just going to be spread out across the chapter and sent to another war zone? Because here's what could happen. Games Workshop could whiff this, and I mean, and like whiff, I mean they could basically, these guys don't even get a chance to, don't even get like a full battle, and most of the survivors are just wiped out, and it's like, oh, we're back. You just basically ran us down back to square one, and what was the point? So basically, what was the point of this story? What was the point of the story if you were just gonna kill them in the end? It makes no sense. But anyway, with this audio box set, it's written by David Annandale. He wrote the Curse of the Wolfen book. Now the thing is that this is his second. This is his second Space Wolf story, I think. And I looked up what he's written, what stories he's done, and so far, Curse of the Wolfen is the only thing I could find that's regarded as Space Wolf. So, and I know a lot of people would rather have Dan Abnett or Chris Wright, because Chris Wright has actually evolved pretty well since Wolf King. He's evolved his knowledge of the Space Wolves. He's even created an astounding level of lore for the Space Wolves in a good amount, and I hope it does well. I really hope this does well. I'm not bashing Dan at all. He's a great character. I've read a few of his stories, and he's done an amazing job, and he's done a good job. But I just really hope that the Space Wolves finally get some significance, some substance, where I feel like I'm not fully at bat here, where I feel like, because I feel like I'm not fully at bat here. I'm not using all my strength here. So I hope that there's a little more synergy when it comes to the wolves. But anyway, happy hunting, have a good, and I'll see you at the next winter.